Yeah. Hemplers.
Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome to Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. The time is 7 p.m. and we're going to call this council regular session to order. We don't have any hometown heroes to celebrate today. I need to get working on that actually so that we can have more to celebrate. So we will just jump to the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you guys will all join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so that moves us over into visitor comments. Now's the time for visitor comments. The visitor comment period is an essential part of local government meetings. Each person has 3 minutes to speak. Please keep it to 3 minutes or less. Please address your comments to the mayor and the council members. The city council will take all input into consideration and observe it for Oregon open meeting laws. This isn't the time for dialogue, but rather a time for us to listen to you. Responses to the visitor comments, if needed, will be published in the next city council regular session packet. Please provide contact information in the sign-in sheet at the back of the room. And thank you for participating in visitor comments. Clearly, we're working on our script. So if you want to come up and state your name for the record, we'll take the first public comment. Don't raise.
Yeah.
Everybody will get up.
Okay. So, hello, my name is Joel Warner, and I am really super concerned. I was down at 13 Nights on the River on last Thursday, and then we had the fireworks, and with music playing all day, and so during 13 Nights, I like to dance. I went out there and I was all like trying to dance, and then all of a sudden I'm all like, whoa, and it's just like, what? It's just like, oh yeah, they took the dance floor out and they put a sidewalk right in the middle of the dance floor. And so I went and sat down and I watched everybody dancing. I saw multiple people roll their ankles when they're dancing. And I know one person tripped over that sidewalk and broke their arm. I don't understand what happened to the dance floor. I know the city paid like over $5,000 or something for that dance floor like 2-3 years ago, and it was really effective. It worked great. It got everybody out there dancing, having fun and stuff, and it was safe. That sidewalk out there, I don't understand why there's a sidewalk in the middle of the dance floor, but it's a huge liability. And I'm worried that the city might end up in a big lawsuit, maybe a class action lawsuit, because all these people are hurting themselves. I don't know. I don't know if it could be happening already for all I know, but I'm just letting you guys know that it'd be really super important to remove that sidewalk and then put a dance floor back there, where it's safe and people aren't getting hurt. So, I mean, and plus I want to get out there and dance, but I want it to be safe. So, anyway, I said my part. So thank you very much.
You gotta dance for us now.
All right, next public comment.
I was listening to your,
Name for the record, please.
Pardon me?
Name for the record.
my name's Jim Coleman. I was home listening to your work session. Got about ready to eat dinner and I said, oh my God, they're talking about that boat again. I've got 30-40 years experience on the water with different boats and quite a bit of commercial work. And the two happiest days of your life is the day you buy a boat and the day you sell a boat. I suggest you sell this boat. You've got $200,000+ in a boat. that is in really good shape. But it doesn't work for what you bought it for. I came down and testified originally, don't buy that boat. It's not Coast Guard approved. The tourist manager at the time got up and said that it did have Coast Guard approval and you voted to buy it. So here we are today, here and you say, well, it's a 30 passenger, it's a 20 passenger, we'll make it a 12, but maybe we'll use it for a 6 passenger boat. You could go buy 5 taxis, water taxis to ferry 6 people at a time or whatever you want to use it for. Getting it to a sand island use is another story completely. Brad has a nice operation there. He doesn't take care of his stuff. Both of the taxis he's got now are beat to crap. That's what's going to happen to that one as soon as he gets a hold of it, because they have to land it on the beach over there. So my recommendation is get out while you can get out. You got a nice boat there. Probably can't sell it for 200. Probably can't sell it for 250. You paid for it. Get your 100 or whatever you can get and get the hell out of the boat business is my suggestion. There's a huge liability. If you take that Brad option, you're stepping yourself into the liability of taking passengers to that island. Yes, Brad's gonna own that, but it says City of St. Helens Park all over that island over there. You guys own the liability of that park. And you guys pay insurance on that park. The Oregon Marine Board pays insurance on that park. So be cautious of where you're going with that. You got a nice boat, be a perfect time to sell it. I'm going to dinner. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment.
Brady Preheim. So since you started here, Mayor Massey, you were gonna move public comments to the end of the meeting. That didn't work out. That lasted a couple of weeks. We're gonna have a hometown hero. That lasted a couple of weeks. You were gonna break ground on the police station by June. That didn't work out, which cost us $680,000. And you got us into a $500,000 lawsuit with Chief Hogue. And of course, the Sandcastle contest was supposed to happen, hasn't happened. And now you're wanting to sell the boat because, gee, it's not Coast Guard approved. It is Coast Guard approved. It was Coast Guard approved. It was used multiple times. The problem is not the boat or the Coast Guard or the certificates. The problem is your contractor. Pretty simple. If you have one contractor that can use the boat multiple times, and now you have one that can't figure it out, I think it's pretty obvious what is the problem. Just like it's pretty obvious as to why you don't have any permits for the haunted house and didn't have one last year till the very last day. It's not the haunted house's fault, it's the contractor's fault. But we're leveling up. Now they can't even have a dance floor that they can do correctly because, again, they don't know what they're doing. And again, I know that you don't want to admit that Treadway is and not working and can't do fireworks. They can't. Last week, there was a fight at 13 Nights, which the guy didn't mention because they didn't have enough security, I guess. You need to realize that Treadway is nothing but a con artist and they need to be changed. And it doesn't mean that I think the ETC will come back. They won't. But somebody else needs that contract and you need to do it before they have destroyed Halloween Town. And I know there are people that don't like it, but the fact of the matter is it generates revenue. It's not going to generate the $300,000 that you've told them to do. I will absolutely sit here and guarantee you that when we come to be November of next year, you will not get $300,000. That's in your budget, by the way. And when that happens and you have a $300,000 hole in your budget, what are you going to do? And now you have done which is probably the only thing that you've done that I actually agree with, that you want to pass a new charter amendment. But it's a little late because Harvey's standing outside with the signatures and he's going to get the signatures and that's going to pass. And so it's nice that you've got on board after the fact. But his amendment will actually eliminate the current water bill fee, whereas yours would keep it.
Next public comment.
Adam St. Pierre, I never believed this day would come. I think hell is frozen over. 100 degrees outside, but I agree with something that John Walsh said today and Brady Preheim. Imagine that. I can't. As for, go to John Walsh. Let the community choose the community they want to afford. That's a great statement. I love that. I think we should go further. I think the city should put a total freeze on any budget increase anywhere until we have a reserve that we were hoping for back in the 2015-16 budgets that I was looking at. No increase in spending anywhere without the vote of the people, of course, until we hit our 30% reserve. I would love that. That'd be great. And I really want Harvey's petition to pass and eliminate that, public safety fee. Because I'd like to see those cuts and I'd like to see them directly related to that and go, these are the cuts that we need to make. These are the decisions that you as voters made. Because I think all the comments I'm seeing online, people don't understand how hard you guys work and how hard it is to put together a government budget. It's not easy. I was here for the budget committee meetings. Oh, we can't cut that spending. Let's dig into the reserves. We can't do that. We have to dig into here, going further and further in debt because they can't handle the cuts. I'm for a small government. I want a lot less government. I'm all for it. But I think if we're gonna pull the trigger, let's go all the way. Freeze all government spending, take away the $10 fee and figure out a way to make it work. So, by the way, I appreciate all you guys do for the budget. It's not fun, and have fun with your cast of characters.
All right, next public comment, please.
Hello, Nicholas Helmick, City of St. Helens. A little nervous bringing this up, so I do apologize if my voice shakes. I'm here to put everyone on notice. I've submitted a FOIA request requesting all telephonic communications from all work and personal phones, including phone calls, text messages, personal emails, and work emails between Jennifer Massey, Russell Hubbard, Jessica Chilton, Mark Gunderson, and Brandon Sundin. All communication from when you were elected mayor, Jennifer, to today when this was submitted. Paid the $20 fee, and I'm not sure how much it's going to cost, but I will pay whatever it does cost. I do wonder about the open meetings. I think it's the open meetings law. I think, conversations had outside of this setting about city plans or things that need to happen. I know my time on the Parks and Trails Commission, we couldn't talk about McCormick Park needing to get mowed. So, I mean, if that kind of conversation is happening, it does feel like a violation. I do appreciate removing the preamble about, cussing. Obviously, I don't want to have to cuss or anything like that, but I'm almost a free speech absolutist. Obviously, threatening people isn't allowed, or saying fire, bomb, things like that within reason. But I believe that if Rick were to say that same preamble before you were mayor, you would probably, and rightfully so, be very upset about it. It feels a little hypocritical for you to try to limit what people criticize the city council of, when you were very in your right and First Amendment right to do so against Rick. I do want to say that there was a fire on the barge during the 4th of July celebration. I do have good information that there wasn't even a fire extinguisher on that. So people could have potentially died if that would have exploded. So I'm not sure if that's something Treadway can look into. I'm wondering if everyone read the Jim Band investigation, and if not, why everyone voted for that. It seems something that some people didn't read it, but yet voted on it, and they should have abstained from that. And then Keith Locke, I understand there's some connection there with you, Mr. Hubbard. And I'm wondering if you're in this position to potentially benefit from, our city being developed down on the riverfront and getting fees waived. So I do look forward, I know you can't answer anything now, but from the next meeting, I do look forward to maybe some type of answer to some of these questions. And I do look forward to, I know it's gonna be a lot of documents to read, but I need to catch up on my summer reading sometime soon. So thank you so much. I just want to say I'm putting everyone on to this. Thank you.
Next public comment.
I'm Shauna Harrison and I'm here in regards to the water. I'm concerned about a conversation that happened that I haphazardly got because I was attending to other business in regards to a possible construction permit for a garden in regards to water service. I realize that water, obviously with the petition or well, the initiative in regards to, changing the charter is a hot topic. But I am really concerned about where we're at with our water and sewer services. I know that there's wastewater, proposal in regards to taking care of the sewer line that has been passed down the line in regards to it not being adequate for services that it's giving right now. There's a lot of sewer lines within the city that are, not up to snuff. Jacob went over that a while ago. I mean, it's hard to keep up, to be quite honest. I've been down here for over a decade. Conversating about my concerns about different things. I do believe that the $10 fee that was passed was in good faith from most citizens. You know, it wasn't passed, you guys just initiated it and it happened. And I understand it wasn't on all of your guys' watch either. However, I think it's gotten to the point where it's become untenable when the conversation came up that it was possibly gonna be $42, and now people are concerned about more taxation without representation in regards to how many fees you're gonna continue to put on the water bill. Which is why I think we've got the situation that's going on with Mr. Harvey outside. So, that being said, I do think that, I bet you my water bill this month is gonna be $400, and it is absolutely for keeping my lawn nice and for keeping my property, watered and keeping my garden watered. I still would have to pay the higher sewer fee when obviously I'm not using any sewer services when I'm watering my garden in my yard. I would encourage you to try to think about how people are gonna continue to, keep their properties nice and encourage them. I mean, it's already a lot of times where people just don't water because they don't have to mow and they don't want to pay it, or they can't afford to pay it, let's be honest. So, I look forward to a better conversation about a solution. I realize that this stuff isn't easy. I realize that, there's a lot of budget cuts for a lot of people making across the board, whether it's in municipalities or if it's in their households. So, I look forward to further conversations in regards to what you're gonna do to help find a solution for the situation. Thank you.
Next public comment.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Nick Flory, resident of St. Helens. I think I know or met most of you. I got a few notes here. But anyways, as a resident, earlier you guys talked about the water bill and the ability for the city to add unrelated fees without limit. I think you guys are making progress. I actually like the ideas. I listened to the meeting beforehand. I think adding limitations to that, once the loan is paid, when does that drop off? A set deadline 10 years after that was started. I think that'd be a great start. I think most of the residents would be happy with that. The whole taxation with representation, although it's a fee and it wasn't voted for, but if it was a tax, it would be voted for. I think to represent the citizens of St. Helens, it'd be appropriate to drop that off after a certain time. On a happier note, I went to the Citizens Day in the Park. Saw Mayor Massey there. It was a really great event. Our Parks and Trails Commission, they're there, a lot of good organizations. But it was a happy event in the park and I appreciate that. And I'm all for public safety. I'm a volunteer firefighter. I've spent some time with the police force in a couple different fashions, but thank you all. And I appreciate all the hard work you guys do. And that's pretty much it. I do agree with some of the other comments, like any unnecessary spending. We should halt that and maybe put holds on to further projects until we're caught up with our deficits. But thank you.
Any other comment? We have anybody online? Hey. That puts us over into ordinance, the final reading. So we have number 1, ordinance number 3311, an ordinance to annex and designate the zone of certain property at 35262 First Street.
Ordinance number 3311.
We want to do these one by one. Okay, yes.
Okay, so we have a motion, a second, Counselor Sundin, Counselor Hubbard, Counselor Gunderson,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Ordinance number 3312, an ordinance to annex and designate the zone of certain property at 58909 Furlong Park Street.
Approve ordinance number 3312.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, Counselor Sundin.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard, Counselor Gunderson,
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. The ordinance number 3313, an ordinance adding chapter 12 or 12.36 to the St. Helens Municipal Code, establishing a pavement cut moratorium on newly constructed and resurfaced streets.
We approve ordinance number 3313.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, Counselor Sundin.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard.
Aye.
Counselor Gunderson.
Aye.
And I'm as aye as well. We have ordinances. So first reading, we don't need a motion on these. So ordinance number 3310, an ordinance amending municipal code, chapter 2.12, city administrator. Number 5, ordinance number 3314, an ordinance revising chapter 18.36 of the St. Helens Municipal Code to meet the city's requirement as designated management agency under DEQ's Willamette Basin Mercury total maximum daily load. That is not. So we don't have to do anything. First reading on that. Resolutions. So now is the time for public comment for the update of the universal fee schedule. So if anybody has any public comment you'd like to make, please, feel free to come up and say your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes or less.
Good.
Okay.
The water fee.
This is all of the fee schedule. This is everything that was discussed at the budget committee, like
Okay.
requests and everything.
Well, I didn't watch all that. Nick Flory, again, for the record. I think the fees, any fee that's proposed should be voted for by the citizens. And I did like the idea of being able to lower the fees as it occurs, but I don't feel any extra fees should be added. I think, those costs should be found elsewhere through budget cuts, but that's all I have.
I just wanted to maybe make a clarification. I think that these are fees that are on a basis like a building permit fee.
It's a fee
My
schedule.
apologies.
It's a fee schedule.
Oh, okay,
There are things that are services.
I omit my comment.
It's all right.
Basically fee for services, so it's trying to get them up to the level of what the cost of staff.
Here he has 3 problems.
Adam St. Pierre. Once again, same comment, fee schedule. Let's freeze all fees, freeze all spending until we get our budget under control. I think if we're gonna take a swipe at it, let's go all the way. Here we are. Let the citizens decide the community they want to afford. Let's freeze all the fees so everybody can afford it. That's what we've been hearing, and let them vote in each and every fee themselves on what they want to pay for and what they don't. And I'll promise you, we'll have sewer, we'll have police enforcement, and we'll lose everything else, and people will be paying for the parks. It's happened in other jurisdictions, and people don't want to pay for those luxuries. So, thanks.
Any other public comment? Okay, so that takes us to resolution number 2048, a resolution adopting a universal fee schedule and superseding resolution number 2004.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2048.
A second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Counselor Sundin.
This is the one that Russ had some discussion on. Couple of the items on the fee schedule.
That is the one based on my recollection. So do we have a motion? We have a second. We have a discussion.
Second.
Let's have discussion. It is based on my recollection. It was something that was, I think, listed in there. Was that on the erosion permit fee or something?
Added in there also, and for that. We haven't even decided really how we're gonna charge for that if they go through with it.
One more, wasn't there?
There's the business taxes. It's gonna go, what it's gonna do, it's gonna increase the rent for people. They say they're gonna tax the door. Well, owner's property is eventually gonna pass that on to the renter.
All of these, refresh my recollection, were all of these approved during the citizen budget committee except for the erosion? The business tax, that was by the, that was part of the budget committee.
recommendation. Yes. The erosion was not, that's a new one.
I would be okay with pulling out the erosion for now until we've had more time to discuss it and take a look at it.
Okay.
I agree with Councilor Sundin.
So then we already have a motion, a second on the table. So may need some help here. So we need to vote on that and vote it down. And we need to make another motion with this, the same thing excluding the erosion fee.
That will work.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Counselor Sundin.
No.
Counselor Hubbard. Counselor Gunderson, and I'm a no as well. All right, so we'll try this. You wanna make the motion again?
I will make a motion to approve resolution number 2048 with the exception of the items relating to erosion control.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Counselor Hubbard. Counselor Gunderson,
Yes. Aye.
ask you, Counselor Sundin?
Aye.
I went backwards there. And I'm an aye as well. So
Counselor Hubbard, were you, okay, were you yes or no?
It was a no.
Me?
No.
No, okay.
So this one will come back to us with the erosion fee to vote on.
Yes, this one can come back with just the erosion fee to discuss.
So that's what we voted on. Okay. Just making sure you got us straight. Okay. Resolution 2049, a resolution determining that nuisance exists upon property located at 1321 Walton Street within the city of St. Helens and directing that notice to abate the nuisance has be posted on said premises.
Motion to approve resolution number 2049.
Second.
A motion second, Counselor Hubbard,
Aye.
Counselor Gunderson,
Aye.
Counselor Sundin,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. I don't know how I got backwards. All right, approve and authorize for signature. Number 8, amendment number 4 to Oak CPM agreement for management of sub-consultant services for evaluation of Columbia Boulevard property for public safety building. Number 9, agreement with Mark Comfort for services related to the cleanup of various properties, including declared nuisance properties within city limits. 10, agreement with Columbia County Junk Removal Services related to the cleanup of various properties, including declared nuisance properties within city limits. Number 11, extension of the, oh, no, that's different. Oh, no, we are doing that. Extension of the agreement with Stephen Sarstein for legal defense services. Number 12, extension of the agreement with Stephen Leskin for legal defense services. 13, an intergovernmental agreement with Oregon Department of Consumer and Business Services, Building Codes Division, and other joining parties to provide mutually agreed upon building official services, plan review services, or inspection services. 14, Fifth Amendment to Sewer Service Agreement with Greg and Amanda McFerrin at 35262 Berg Street. Amendment number 13, intergovernmental agreement with Columbia County for supervised community correction, work crew, general labor assistance. 16, purchase and sale agreement for 1771 Columbia Boulevard with 1771 Columbia Boulevard LLC. Number 17, ground lease for 1771 Columbia Boulevard with 1771 Columbia Boulevard LLC. Number 18, amendment to number 3 to agreement with Oregon Business Development Department of Sewer Capacity and Improvement Project.
Motion to approve and authorize their signature items 8 through 18.
We'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Counselor Sundin,
Any discussion on any of
any
those?
discussion?
discussion on OTAX number 8. They've already been paid 207,000 for their services, or is that what the billing?
That is a,
They have a breakdown that the new fee for Columbia Boulevard will be 41,000.
I believe that's a time extension. Rolling it forward. Plays in the project. To do the setting it up for the investigative work that needs to happen on that 1771.
It's monies here, I'm just curious.
Part of the public safety project.
Would you move a look at this, John? I have it pulled up. You have it. So it was the 41,800.
There a specific question?
207's been spent, they're asking for another 41.8.
That's the remaining budget. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions on that, Counselor Hubbard? Counselor Anderson, any other questions? Counselor Cindy? Okay, so we have a motion. We have a second. All right, Counselor Cindy?
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard? Counselor Gunderson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Okay, consent agenda for acceptance, planning commission minutes dated May 13th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve, accept consent agenda item 20, planning commission minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, second, Counselor Sunday.
Aye.
Counselor Howard. Person.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. All right, consent agenda for approval. Number 21, city council minutes dated June 18th, 2025. Number 22, OLCC licenses. 23, accounts billable pay list.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda items 21, 22, and 23.
Second that.
All right, got a motion, we got a second. Counselor Sunday.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard.
Aye.
Counselor Gunderson.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. And we have a work session items, which Counselor Gunderson, you have the motion, I believe.
Do. I make a motion, I move to direct staff and council to draft a referral measure for the ballot that amends the city charter by requiring voter approval of any new fees on the utility bills that are unrelated to the utility service, and to bring that referral measure text to the city council for further review and discussion.
We have a second,
Second that.
any discussion?
I would just add that I agree with what Nick mentioned earlier, that I would like to see some kind of sunset in there, so when these fees are no longer needed, or when the loan is paid off, that they go away. So I don't know if that's possible to include that with this. I don't know what that would look like,
It was
but
in that proposed charter language that everything that, and again, it's gonna be up to whatever they bring back to council, but it had what the actual purpose was for. It had the initial amount, and it also had a sunset clause of when it would be removed. It would be that the only time that council could ever make a decision without the voter approval would be if in fact we were in, we made a decision to reduce the fees. They, you know, we got grants or whatever the case is, that we could reduce them, so that they were, if they were no longer needed, we would be still affording that, the citizens.
I agree with that also as well.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Discussion? All right, so we have a motion, we have a second. Counselor Sundays.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard.
Aye.
Counselor Gunderson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. All right, so that puts us into council member reports. All right. Counselor Sunday, do we have a history lesson today?
I don't. I had something on my phone and I left my phone at home. To be honest, it's been nice to have a little bit of a break. Summer, I have thoroughly enjoyed the summer events and just being out and seeing people enjoy themselves, and
being out in the park, and I know we've had some comments about what a horrible time it was. I've heard nothing but good things. I thought 4th of July was great. Lots of people said it was the best 4th of July they've ever had down there. Despite the problems with the fireworks that our tourism contractor had nothing to do with. But the 4th of July was great. 13 nights have been fun. Community Day was fun to see everybody out and enjoying themselves and enjoying some food and face painting and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's just nice to see people out enjoying the city and especially enjoying the park system. So we do have some beautiful parks. And speaking of that, we did have a Parks and Trails Commission meeting this week. And again, some of the same topics were on the agenda. They're still discussing the Milton Creek Woodland Reserve and trying to iron in on those boundaries a little bit. And also had some individuals show up that are interested in volunteering in the parks and forming some Friends of groups, possibly at McCormick Park and then also at the Botanical Gardens down by the Elks Lodge. So just nice to see people wanting to get involved and pitch in to help make our parks look good. So that's all I got.
Counselor Hubbard, let's go there first.
What do we got for the planning commission?
You take care of that.
You take- Well, they're beating themselves against the wall about vacant storefronts, but trying to figure out what to do, and obviously the answer is nobody can come up with it, and especially I keep telling them it's permit costs and everything, and once you look into what they do to rehab the buildings, I would like them to start focusing on what is going on rather than vacant storefronts and celebrate everybody that's done something around here from the whole district all the way down here. It's changing a lot if you just take a look. So that's all I got out of that.
I did not make the Community Day celebration. I was not feeling well and I did not make the 4th of July, but I have been down here for the last 3 or 4 13 nights. Had some great music. People are having fun. It's nice to see the everything opened up again and people enjoying it. That's all I got.
Right, so a bit bummed that we didn't get to address the reappointment of members and a new appointment to the library board. It got canceled. But one of the things that I do want to give kudos is Susan. She does such a great job on, putting out information, and she is heavily involved and engaged. And, the more that I've been to the library and see the individuals that are using it. And I mean, from everything from writing resumes to, that maker space is really a hot place there. It's pretty exciting to see that. And I'm not sure if they opened it up as a cooling center today, but yeah, so bummed that they got canceled, but she does some really great things there. And so does the entire library board. Also, I think it's John's birthday tomorrow, possibly. Is that right? Okay, so happy birthday to John tomorrow.
Hopefully I make it.
Exactly. And then as always, I want to thank Kathy and Lisa. You guys are a tremendous help. I say it like on a OODA loop, but thank you so much for always making sure that everything is in order. When you see these packets that are 100 and 200 pages, that page numbers on it so we can easily find them, and just a wealth of information. You guys are truly valued and very much appreciated. So thank you so much. And the rest of the staff as well. Like, people are working really hard out there, public works, police, parks, everybody is just really trying to pull their weight, and it's, appreciate a lot their efforts for sure. I'm also excited the fact that we're, it feels like, despite negative comments on things that may not work out, ideas maybe always aren't like the greatest, but I think that we're really trying to move things forward in the city here. We're not trying to kick the can. We're trying to, be active participants and proactive versus, passive participants on this council. So I'm really honored to be able to sit up here with everyone. And at the end of it, I hope that there's some really great things that have come out of it, because we've actually accomplished a lot when we sit back and reflect on how many things we've gotten done in the last, 7 months. So anyway, with that, I'm going to, I don't think we have any other business, right? No, we're good?